We have some strong claims for this one. The shade is shading, okay? She's sitting pretty as of right now. This may be a new drugstore oily skin girl favorite, but we're gonna see. Hey girl, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Faye, and for today's video, I am bringing you another foundation review. Yes, another one, okay?
Another one, thank you.
We are rolling them out. I believe I've posted 2 so far. We're on foundation number 3. The brands keep dropping them, so I'm gonna keep dropping these videos and letting y'all know if they're worth your coin. If you're new to my channel, I do have very oily skin, and complexion is my favorite. So I love getting on here and sharing with you guys complexion products that actually work and hold up on my oily skin. And today we are going to be testing out a new one. So for today's video, as you guys can see by the title, I'm gonna be testing out the new NYX Bear With Me Blur Foundation. I picked up the shade Warm Honey number 15. I haven't really tried a ton of products from NYX lately, so when I saw that they came out with this foundation, to be honest, the packaging is what sold me. I love the squeeze tube. I love the light pink. Like, the pink is really what got me. But again, like I said, I'm always here to try out a new complexion product and let you guys know the tea about whether or not it is worth your coin. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I have for this intro. If you enjoyed this video and find it helpful, be sure to let me know by giving it a thumbs up or commenting down below in the comment section. And let's go ahead and get into the review. All right, so I went ahead and zoomed you guys in up close and personal so that you guys can see what we have going on the face. I did also go ahead and prime off camera. If you've been watching my videos, you guys already know the dynamic trio that I have been using for primers. But if you're new here, I use the Milk Poreless Putty, what is this called? The Pore Eclipse Mattifying Primer. I have to look at the name every time because I can never remember. But this one from Milk as my first primer. On top of that, I went in with the Cali Ray So Blown Blurring Primer just in this area and on my T-zone, the areas that need a little bit more smoothing and blurring. And then last but not least, I went on top of that with the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. And then I did go ahead and set all of my primers today with the Urban Decay All Nighter Waterproof Setting Powder. So we went in with the full base shebang so that we can give this foundation an honest go and see how it wears throughout the day. All right, so before we jump into the application, you guys know I have to give y'all the details and the claims, so let's get into it. So the first thing it says on here is skip the IG filter. So we already have high expectations. Introducing NYX Professional Makeup Bear With Me Blur Tint Foundation. Effortless, no filter needed makeup results with a flawless, smooth matte blur finish. Okay, matte. First matte foundation review of the year, so we're here for that. It says that it's supposed to never look cakey or ashy, provide 12 hours of hydration. So it's matte, but it's also supposed to provide hydration, so that's interesting, we'll see. 16 hours of wear, includes skin-loving ingredients like glycerin, matcha, niacinamide. Y'all know we love some niacinamide around here. Lightweight slip texture foundation, leaves skin looking blurred and healthy. It comes in 24 shades. Breathable, fade, and transfer resistant. A little goes a long way. And it does say that it is suitable for all skin types. So we have some strong claims for this one, okay? But I'm actually excited to try it out because I didn't realize that it was supposed to be a matte foundation. So you guys know I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this open. We're gonna check out the formula and then we're gonna go ahead and apply it to the face and get into this wear test. All right, so this is the packaging up close. Super cute. I'm very much here for the packaging. I love the squeeze tube. I love that you can see the color of the product through the packaging. And then like I said earlier in the intro, I love the like the light pink. I think that looks super cute. And it does say a little goes a long way. So we are not gonna go overboard with this one. I have my little tray here, and in my last foundation review, some of you were asking me where I got this tray from. I got it from Amazon, and it comes with a little mixing spatula, so I'll link that for you guys down below in this video. So if anyone else is interested in picking up one of these little mixing trays, I'll link it for you guys down below. But this is the consistency. She is thick, okay? Very, very thick consistency, as you guys can see, and it honestly reminds me of the original Juvia's Place foundation, which I know some people didn't really care for. I kind of liked it, but you know. So let's go ahead and apply this to the face. I did order this online, but after I ordered it the first time, I went in to Ulta and tested the other shades, and this was the best option for me. But looking at it on my face, I don't know. It looks good on camera, but I'm not sure. It may end up looking a little too dark once we get it all blended out. But I would rather it be too dark than too light, because we can always fix that with concealer. So I'm not going to apply a lot. I used about half of what I had on my tray, since it does say a little goes a long way. We're going to see about that. So I'm going to go ahead and get my brush and blend it out. If you are new here, I am a brush foundation blender. That is my preference, just because, as you guys saw, I do have, or can see, I do have things on my face that I like to cover, or that I want to cover, and sponges typically shear out the product, and I'm trying to get as much coverage from the products that I apply to my face as possible. So let me pull this back just a little bit. This is how we're looking so far. It's definitely giving matte, and the shade is actually good. When I first applied it, it looked like it might have been too dark, but now that I have it blended out, I think it looks pretty good. We're definitely going to go in with more. I think it gave decent coverage, but y'all know I love me a nice full coverage look. So we're going to add a little bit more specifically to the cheek area and focus that. But it's definitely giving matte for sure. And since I did set my primers, clearly I didn't do enough research on this foundation before I went and just applied all of my primers. But again, like I said, I didn't realize that it was matte. So had I known that, I probably would not have set my primers, and I would have just applied the foundation and tested out like how matte and long wearing it actually is. But look, we're just going to keep it moving. My typical base routine would be that I would set my primers. So, you know, no big deal. All right, so this is how the face is looking after applying that initial first layer of what I squeezed out of the tube. I think the skin is actually looking pretty good. Don't mind these little uninvited visitors on my face. I've been trying to work on getting rid of these, but you know, yeah, they're kind of hanging out. Nobody invited them to the party, but they're here, so we're just gonna deal with them for right now. But it did cover pretty decently around those areas, as well as on my dark spots. Even though this is a matte foundation, I don't feel like my skin looks flat. It definitely is not giving any kind of dew or glow or any of that whatsoever, but I don't feel like my face feels tight or like super overly matte. I would say that this foundation is a medium buildable coverage, because I can definitely still see my dark spots peeking through underneath the foundation, which isn't necessarily an issue, but definitely wanted to mention that because, like I said, I am a full coverage girl. So, you know, it's just good to know that this particular foundation is one that I think it can be built up to full coverage, but if you want just like something that's more medium, still allows your skin to show through, you can get that with this foundation as well. So I'm going to add just a little bit more, because I kind of want to see if I'll be able to actually cover my dark spots. And I love the shade. The shade is shading, okay? So period. It's very rare that I find a foundation that actually matches me, and this one I feel like does that really well. Even though, again, like I said, when you first apply it, it looks like it's gonna be too like dark and maybe even a little bit too warm, but once you blend it out, it looks really good. All right, so this is with the second layer, just on those areas that I wanted a little bit more coverage, so you guys can see. It definitely gave me a little bit more coverage. It does not look cakey. So at this point, I've probably done in this particular area about 3 layers. I did 2 initially and then 1 more just to see if I could really build it up and cover those areas. And it definitely is not giving cakey at all. But I think this is about how much coverage I'm going to be able to get from this foundation. I feel like it's decent because once I go in with concealer, pretty much all of my concealers are full coverage concealers, and I feel like any extra coverage that I'm looking for on the skin, I'll be able to accomplish with the concealer. So yeah, just want to show you guys a close-up of the skin with the foundation only. This is how we're looking. My first impression, I am liking it, but I will say the primers that I use plus setting the primers and then this on top, it is giving very matte, which I'm not mad at. But just something to note if you do have drier skin or like normal skin. If you just use like regular primers or a hydrating primer even, I think it would sit beautifully on the skin. But again, if you are oily and you're using mattifying primers, it is going to give you that very much matte look to the skin if that's what you're going for. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the rest of my face off camera. We're just going to focus again just on the foundation today. I'm not going to do anything extra, just my regular base routine that I've been doing. And then I'll come back and show you guys how everything is looking once I have all of my products applied to the face. All right, y'all, so the makeup is done. I went ahead and finished off the rest of my face, like I said, off camera. If you're interested, this is basically the same face that I did when I reviewed the Makeup by Mario foundation. So the eyes are the Makeup by Mario Master Matte, same lashes from that video. And then on my lips, I used these 2 Milky Glosses from NYX. I figured I'd pull out some more NYX products. So I have the Choco Latte Shake, and then in the middle, I topped it with the Caramel Salted Shake, if you're interested. But everything else on the face is basically the same. I did also do a little bit of cream contouring this time with the LYS cream bronzer. But this is how the skin is looking after applying all of the other products. And honestly, I just have to say right off the bat, I'm very excited about this foundation. I feel like it's going to wear really well. It literally looks like a filter, just like the description says. I feel like my skin looks blurred. It looks flawless. It's just sitting, okay? So, period. NYX, so far, y'all did that with this foundation. We're going to see, though, because obviously we're going to, you know, wear it throughout the day, see how it holds up. But so far, I do feel like this may be a new drugstore oily skin girl favorite. But we're going to see. They had a lot of claims, but we're going to test them out today and see if they actually hold up to it. Also wanted to mention, my skin was feeling, after I like put the powders and set everything, it was feeling a little more matte. It was feeling pretty matte. So I did go in and use this today. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Vitamin C setting spray. Really love this, especially if you want something that is going to help your makeup to have a lot of longevity, but also give it some hydration. If you're feeling like it's a little dry or like overly matte, this is a great spray to set your face with. So I used this today as like my initial spray, and then I did my final set with my typical Smashbox photo finish setting spray. So just wanted to check in with you guys, show you guys how the face is looking. She's sitting pretty as of right now. And the time, what did I do with my phone? Okay, my time right now, or the time right now, is 3:21. So you guys can see official check-in 3:21. So obviously we're gonna wear this throughout the day. I'm gonna try to wear it for, you know, a good little 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 if y'all get lucky. We'll see how it goes. Hours. I have a couple other things to do today. I'm gonna film one more video. I have some editing to do and just some stuff around the house. So you guys already know the drill if you've been around. I'll come and check back in with you guys a little bit later. I'm going to try my best to not touch up my face throughout the day, but if I do need to touch up, I will check back in with you guys so that you can see what I'm touching up, what the face is looking like, and all of that. But otherwise, we're just gonna go ahead throughout the day and see how she wears. So I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later. Hey y'all, so we are back for a check-in. It is currently 7:37. So this is the time, 7:37 p.m. So it has been 4 hours and I haven't really done too much. I filmed another video and then I pretty much have been sitting downstairs editing that video that I filmed. So yeah, just been in the house working on getting content done for you guys. But this is what the face is looking like at 4 hours. I decided to go ahead and do a check-in because I think we're about to go out to try to find something to eat. And I'm looking a little bit oily, nothing too crazy. I mean, I could just keep on going, but since I am going out, I figured I would just kind of do a quick little touch up. And honestly, like you guys know, I've mentioned to you guys, like, I don't even know how many times before, usually around the 4 hour mark, if I'm going to need to touch up, it normally is going to be around the 4 hour mark. But just so that you guys can see, we're really not looking that bad. Like, if I was somebody that liked for like a little bit of a dewiness or a little bit of a natural skin kind of vibe to be happening, then I wouldn't mind this. But I definitely prefer a pretty matte face for the majority of the day. So since we're about to head out, I figured I would just do a quick check-in and do a little touch-up with you guys. So I'm going to just use a tissue and blot. Okay, so this is how the face is looking after blotting. This is what we have on the tissue. Nothing too crazy, honestly. So I'm also going to go in with my go-to powder. You guys already know, Urban Decay All Nighter. And I'm just going to lightly kind of reset the face with this. Honestly, this foundation just sits so nicely on the face. I'm not really sure why they chose to go with blurring tint, because to me, this foundation is not really giving tint at all. It's giving foundation. I'm not mad at it, but it's definitely not giving tint. To me, the coverage, the consistency, the formula is just giving very much foundation. And I know I compared it earlier to the Juvia's Place one. I think the formulas are similar, but I do think the Juvia's Place one might be just a little bit thicker. So if you didn't really care for that one, this one might be like a nice kind of other option that is not as thick as that one, but still pretty full coverage. But I'm gonna zoom y'all in so that you can see. And this is how we're looking after setting the face. So yeah, I mean, so far it's only been 4 hours, but I am pretty impressed with the way that this looks. So obviously we're just going to continue wearing it. Just looking up close. Yeah, it looks good. It doesn't look cakey. And yeah, it pretty much looks like I just applied it. So we're going to continue wearing it. Like I said, we're about to go get some food, and I'll probably check in with you guys again later on, like maybe in another 3 or 4 hours, so that we can wrap up the video and I can show you guys my final, check-in. All right, you guys. So we are back with our final check-in of the night. I'm exhausted. I'm ready to wash my face and go to bed. But y'all already know I had to come back for the last check-in of the night before we go ahead and do our skincare and get ready to go to sleep. So it is 12:25. You guys see the check-in. So that means I have been wearing this foundation now for 9 hours. Okay, if that's not commitment, I don't know what is. So since the last check-in, I went to get some dinner. I think that's where we left off. And I finished editing. Well, I finished uploading tomorrow's video. I've pretty much been in the house. It has been raining outside, so when we went to get our food, I was outside for a little bit it's like just wet outside. It's not raining right now, but it was raining. Also went to the grocery store, so I was outside a little bit today. So yeah, we got to kind of get out in the elements a little bit and all of that. And this is how the face is looking. I believe the last time I checked in, it was 6:30 or 7:30? I think it was 7:30. So it has been another 5 hours since the last check-in, and this is how the face is looking after another 5 hours. Honestly, I'm not mad at the face. I definitely am a little bit shiny in this area, as I tend to be, a little shiny in my T-zone, as I tend to be, but overall, the rest of the face, the foundation is still sitting in place. It hasn't moved. It isn't breaking up. It isn't settling into any of my smile lines or around my nose. It's just a little bit more oily, a little bit more dewy. My natural oils obviously are starting to come through again. And yeah, that's what we're seeing. But the face itself really doesn't look bad. Don't mind underneath my eye. I think that's just like mascara that was kind of running. It's been 9 hours, okay? I normally don't wear makeup for this long of a day. So yeah. But as far as the skin, I feel like the skin is looking pretty good. So we're gonna blot again. Have my tissue here. And we're just gonna blot the face. And this time, since I am about to go and wash my face, I don't think I'm going to set my face again, just because there's literally no point at 12:30 at night. So we're just gonna blot. And this is what we have that came off on the tissue. Some of that, of course, per usual, is my brow. We do have a little bit more transfer on the tissue this time, but again, that is typically the case because we have now added on a couple of layers from, you know, resetting, touching up, and all of that. But even just with blotting the face, the skin is still looking pretty good in my opinion. Like, I wouldn't say that it looks like I just applied it. It definitely looks a little more worn in, a little more settled in, but it doesn't look bad by any stretch of the imagination. And if my skin was in better shape, meaning, you know, if I didn't have these breakouts happening and just things going on with my skin, I think that it would look even more flawless on the face after blotting the skin. All right, y'all. So my final thoughts on the NYX Bear With Me Blurring Tint Foundation. First of all, I do not consider this a blurring tint. I consider this very much a blurring foundation, a filter foundation, whatever you want to call it. It's not giving tint. It's giving very much foundation. So don't let the name fool you. I think I was a little bit fooled by the name initially, which is why I prepped my skin the way that I did in preparation for applying this foundation. But moving forward, I probably would just apply my primers and go straight in with the foundation. I don't think that setting my primers or doing anything in excess to control oil throughout the day is necessary with this foundation, because I do feel like it is a matte formula that is meant to hold up on your skin for the number of hours that it suggests. This, I believe, if I remember correctly, it said that it was a 16-hour wear foundation. I obviously am not testing it for 16 hours because I would never have a foundation on my skin for 16 hours. But I think 9 hours is definitely a pretty good wear test. And in my opinion, for the most part, we're still looking pretty good. If for some reason at a 9-hour mark I needed to continue wearing this foundation, I could definitely go in with some setting spray, with more powder, touch up under my eyes, and I could make this last for additional hours if necessary. But for an average day's wear, which is about a 6 to 8 hour day, I would say that this foundation would definitely hold up on me. This is something I would not mind reaching for on days when I have to go into the office, or on days when I know that I'm going to need something that's going to be long wearing on the skin. I'm also curious to know how this would mix or wear with the Juvia's Place foundation. I did a review on that for you guys recently, and I had mentioned in that video that I thought the new Juvia's Place, the Luminous foundation, and the previous Juvia's Place foundation would probably wear really nice together on the skin. I don't have the original Juvia's Place foundation anymore because I used it up But this reminds me so much of the original one. So in a future video, let me know if you would like to see me mix the two of those together and just see what the combination of that would be on the skin. I don't always show it a lot on camera, but I am definitely a fan of mixing foundations together and creating different concoctions in the same way that you guys see me mix my face primers on a regular basis. So after wearing this foundation for the day, it definitely got my wheels turning a little bit and thinking that the glow of the Juvia's Place foundation and the matte formula of this would probably be beautiful on the skin for, you know, having oily skin, along with my skin prep and setting my primers and my setting sprays and all of that. It would probably wear beautifully on the skin throughout the day. So that's something I plan to test on my own time. But if it's something that you would like to see, let me know and I will test it for you guys on camera. But yeah, I don't want to ramble too much. I'm, like I said, very tired and I don't want to get too far off topic. If you have been on the fence about picking this up and you're my foundation twin, again, my shade is Warm Honey. I'll have it linked for you guys down below. I definitely recommend it. It's an affordable product. One of the best that I've tried in a minute from the drugstore. Like, nothing from the drugstore has really caught my eye in a minute. The packaging off the bat definitely caught my eye. And now after wearing it, I'm very glad that I decided to pick it up and try it out because I was definitely very much impressed. So if you made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. I hope that you found it helpful. Give it a thumbs up if you did. And if you're not part of the fam, definitely subscribe down below. I'll have more videos at the end of this one for you to check out if you want to stick around and check out more of my content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.